From This Corner with John Ball is brought to you by KNEO 91.7 The Word.
Welcome to a special edition of From This Corner right here on 91.7 FM. Adam Winkler here with you, filling in for John Ball. We are privileged today to be joined by Bruce Mahr. He is with the Neosho Laymen's League Service. And Bruce, thanks for being with us.
It's good to be here.
Well, first off, a big year for you guys, the 75th annual Laymen's League Service. Just tell us a little bit of the history about the Laymen's League.
The Laymen's League was started, obviously, 75 years ago by a group of men from the Men's Club of the Presbyterian Church. They were thinking that people were losing the spiritual meaning of Christmas. It was very commercialized. And that's kind of funny, way back then that they were thinking that, yeah. and then that's still going on. But with this, they got together with other churches in the community and decided that they were going to have a week-long service prior to Christmas, the week prior to Christmas, and celebrate with all the men in the community. Mm-hmm. So when that started, they were expecting probably about 50 people to show up, and by the end of the week, they were having 300 people show up at each meeting. I believe it was the second year after that, Peter Marshall Jr., who was the chaplain for the United States Senate, came, and he had a week-long stint with us, and that just really cemented the Laymen's League here in Neosho. For the 50th anniversary, his son came and spoke at the Laymen's League, and he still had the gold watch that was given to his father 50 years ago. So that's kind of neat.
That is neat, and especially in a community like Neosho where the community aspect is so important. Last year, didn't get to have the Laymen's League in person. It was virtual. It was a different feel for everyone, so I'm sure that you guys are excited to be at the Canopy this year, December 13th through the 17th, back together in person.
Yes, we are. You know, it was nice still being able to do something last year, but it just wasn't the same. You know, for me personally, one of the greatest things that I look forward to every year is listening to 75 to 100 men sing Silent Night. And I missed that last year.
Yeah.
And that means a lot to me as for what Christmas means.
Right.
You know, that's part of my Christmas tradition now.
Right.
And so, yes, I did miss that last year, and I think the whole community missed that. And hopefully we get a good turnout this year. Canopy is a wonderful facility. It's a new facility. For those that don't know where the Canopy is, it is at 100 North College Street, and it's adjacent to Big Spring Park. Plenty of parking. It should be a good facility for us.
Well, for someone who's never been to the Laymen's League service, tell us just the format, what takes place while you guys are there.
Okay, the Laymen's League, what we have scripture reading, we have prayer, we have a couple hymns that we sing, and then we also have a special music, different guests each day of the week. The main purpose is we have a speaker that talks about what Christmas means to them. I've been going to Laymen's League for about 32 years now. Every day is different. You know, Christmas means so many different things to so many different people. And so many different feelings come out. It really is interesting. And if for some reason I have to miss one, I really hate missing it.
Well, we'd like to let everyone know the Laymen's League will be on a KNEO radio the week of December 13th through the 17th at 11 a.m. each morning. So if you can't make it to the actual service there at the Canopy, you can listen at 11 o'clock here on 91.7 FM. And the cool thing about it, you mentioned the different speakers each and every single day, and you mentioned they each have a different story about what Christmas means to them. But I think Thursday is a really cool day for you guys because you guys get the youth involved. And I think that's really important to bring up the next generation with these traditions that we have here in Neosho, because they're going to be carrying the torch, carrying the banner in the years to come.
Right. On Thursdays, it is Youth Day. We generally have the singers, the scripture reading, the prayers, all done by high school students. Mm-hmm. But it's also important to know you're welcome to bring your son every day.
Right.
It's not my son's growing up. Boy, they just looked forward to it. At first, they were looking forward to the donuts,
right.
but as they grew up, it was more they enjoyed the service. And so, yes, Thursday is a good day. I did want to talk about the speakers, if I could.
Yeah.
On Monday, we're going to start off with Cameron Cruz from the Newton County Sheriff's Department, and then Jared Wilkeson, who's a conservation agent, will follow up on Tuesday. Jimmy Douglas, a local chiropractor, will follow up on Wednesday. On Youth Day, we have Larry Perkins, who is a educator and former coach here in Neosho. And then Scott Godberson, who's a chiropractor here in town, will finish us up on Friday.
Well, tell me about the man that you replaced. You have a big weight on your shoulder, kind of trying to head this up this year, and you realize when someone passes on how much weight that they took off, and so just tell us about that.
Roy Shaver passed away this year. He was the secretary of the Laymen's League from 1973 to 2020. Mm-hmm. A long time.
Yeah.
And in actuality, since the Laymen's League began, I'm only the 5th secretary that they've had. So it's the longevity in this position is
right.
something that happens. Roy will be missed. As I'm going through this, I'm just amazed at everything that he did to keep this running as smoothly as he did. So this year it's kind of dedicated to Roy Shaver.
Well, it speaks of his love for this community and a love for this area, because it was a labor of love that he did this for as you mentioned, from 73 to 2020, and that's a long time, and you have to love it. You have to be passionate about it, and I think he was passionate about this area, and that's why it was so successful.
You know, being superintendent of schools and just everything that he did in the community was because of the kids, and they grew up, and so he just had a connection to everybody in the community. This was something that he loved to do, and when I first was part of the organization of the Laymen's League, which was probably about 15 years ago, mm-hmm. the passion that he brought to it, I knew this is something that I wanted to be involved with.
Well, once again, it's the 75th annual Neosho Laymen's League coming up December 13th through the 17th. It's taking place at the Canopy, 100 North College Street in Neosho. Fellowship begins at 6 o'clock with the morning worship at 6:30. And Bruce, you guys trying to have everyone out there around 7 o'clock so they can get on with their day, correct?
Right. There's people that need to go to school, people need to get to work, and that they're welcome to enjoy coffee and donuts and enjoy the service.
Well, blessings to you and your team as you prepare for the Laymen's League coming up here in just a few weeks. We know it's a special time for the city of Neosho, and thank you for all your work that you do. And we encourage everyone to come out. Bring your sons. Men, if you have sons, bring them out like Bruce did with his sons when they were growing up, and just make this an annual Christmas tradition for your family, I think.
Yes.
Well, Bruce, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.